Hi guys. Well, today I'm going to show you how to apply for MSP Medical Services Plan in British Columbia, Canada. So it's basically for those people that they moved from different provinces to BC, or they're new immigrants and they came to BC and now they need to apply for MSP. Also, if you're being out of BC for a certain time, your MSP is not valid anymore, and then you have to apply for it. And so there's an option that you can choose later. I'll explain it when I'm going through the steps. Before I start, I want to mention that when you're applying for your MSP, there is two more options that you can choose. One of them is Fair Pharmacare, another one is supplementary benefits. You have to be eligible to apply for Fair Pharmacare and supplementary benefit, and you're basically your income should be low, at least lower than 42,000 a year. And yeah, there are other eligibilities that you can read about it, but in this video, we are going to focus mostly on MSP. I just wanted to mention it because when you apply, then those two options are available as well. You can apply also, yes, later as well. It's not a problem. Also, when you go to pharmacy, they can help you with applying for that one as well. Basically, lots of prescription that is not over counter and your doctor prescribed can be like covered, but there are certain medications that they're not generic or they're over counter. No, they don't qualify to be covered by the MSP. So you need extra insurances or like Fair Pharmacare to apply for those. So let's go. First thing. Okay, there it is. So when you do apply, basically in any browser, if you search apply for MSP, the ministry website should pop up at the first. And ministry website is gov.bc.ca. You click on apply for MSP, and then it will directly takes you where you need to apply for. Just let's say that you were browsing inside the website and you end up here, how to apply. And you don't know where to find the link. You go all the way down the page. There's this link. You click on it and then apply. As I said, the two options are these two. When you apply, they will show as well. So first question will ask you if this form is for applying for MSP. So if not, then you can just select no and then answer the question. But if it's for MSP, then the next question asks you if you live already in BC and you have an address that you can receive mail. Yes, for this question as well. Next question asks you if you're not planning to leave BC in next 6 months for more than 30 days. The question to this should be no. If is it yes, then you will see that this one will pop up that you might not be eligible, and then you can contact these two phone numbers. So the answer is no. And the next question is pretty much similar. I ask you that if you're a student or your dependent or anybody in this application technically wants to file refugee later, or they're going to leave BC after finishing their study. So answer to this question should be no as well. Then we'll show you that what kind of documents are acceptable as your digital copy of documentation to show that this application is for you. So you should have one of these documents ready as a digital form. It could be a picture, or it could be like a scanned, ready in your phone or your laptop, whatever that you're going to apply with. And next question is just asking that if you do have the digital copy of it, we just press yes. And then next. As I explained, Pharmacare eligibility, it asks you that if you want to apply for it, if you press yes, the next question asks you, okay, do you have these criteria and are you eligible to apply for it? So if it's yes, you press yes, and then more question will pop up. And for here, if you say no, then basically you're not eligible. You can contact and ask for more resources. But we are going to say no because I want to just mostly like focus on MSP. And I mean, I touch base this once you just answer the questions. I don't want to go through lots of questions, and a video will be longer, and basically most of the questions are pretty much similar. So next one is supplementary benefit eligibility. The same thing as Fair Pharmacare. If you press yes, then eligibility pops up, and then you have to answer the rest. Press no, move on. So if you did apply for pharmacare and supplementary benefits, so you will have 2 extra check mark. And we don't, so it's only for MSP. And then you have to put this one, and then this one will pop up. Add personal information. So for the personal information, first one is I use John Doe. Well, obviously you have to use your own. So if you do have middle name, put it here, and your last name, your date of birth, and gender over here, male, female. And if you don't prefer not to say it, or you're transgender, then you can press a check mark X. The next one is choosing your immigration status in Canada. There are other options as I was showing at the beginning. So it goes to 3 categories. One of them is citizenship, permanent residency, and temporary document holders. Because I recently helped someone to apply for, they had a work permit. So I decided to continue with work permit, and because there are more options to choose. But otherwise, if you choose like a citizenship, permanent residency, the only difference is that when you choose, for example, citizen or permanent residency, it asks you if you came from different area, different province, or you had MSP before and then you're just reapplying for it. So you choose that one. Otherwise, as I mentioned earlier, so I'm going to choose temporary document holder. So for temporary document holder, it depends what you have. If it's a work permit, study permit, religious worker, or diplomat. So for the person that I applied, so it was work permit, so I choose the work permit, and then over here, again, work permit, and then next question is asking that if the gender that you put over here, it's the same as what you put, what is in your document. So it's yes, and then we have to upload your file. And then there is a question that asks you if your name is different from your document. To answer this question, it should be no. If it's a yes, if your name is different from what's your document, then it will ask you to submit more document to just support your application. Okay, for a second, just going back to here. Going to just submit a document for John Doe, and then we are back here. Okay. So based on what we have over here, so I submitted this document for our dear John Doe. And then they will ask you for moving moving information. So which province or like area you moved before. So I just write down Alberta. And then to answer this one, are you moved to stay in BC permanently? Should be yes. And then arrival dates in BC, I will put for this person that is October, but arrival in Canada became September. So you do have 3 months. Just explain this part as it pops up in my brain. And if you don't have, because MSP will take 21 days at least to like activate, and it will take up to 3 months to receive your card. So they always, government of BC ministry always ask people to have like another insurance, another like source that they're going to cover them during this time that they're going to provide you and submit during the time that you're going to submit your documents and it's going to be activated, and you can benefit from MSP, you should have another source that covers you. Then otherwise it will be like really cost wise. As I think even going and visiting a doctor or going to emergency will at least takes you about 1,000 or something. So so the smartest way is that that you go and just why it's not. Hold on a sec. Okay, let's go and move on to the next. And the next question is that if you do have a spouse or kids. So for this case, I'm just pressing no, but otherwise, if you do press yes, the file that will come up, it's exactly the same as what we fill out. Just fill it out for your spouse. So I'm just going to delete this part and say no. Next will be for kids, the same thing for kids. If you press yes, it will ask you to add their information. If no, then no, just. Then we do have full address. You put your full address over here. I'm just going to add a random address. Okay, so where we were, I put just a random, address over here. You put your full address. If you want more details, so you just break it down in city, province, and then your postal code is important, and if it's your mailing address. A phone number over here is optional. I just put random as well. And then at this point, it will gives you a review. Did you put all the information correctly? Is everything okay? And then if so, you continue. And over here, if you do have a power of attorney or someone that can talk on behalf of you or applying on behalf of you, then they press yes over here and then submit the document. But we don't. We imagine that John Doe himself is applying, so then check mark. If you add the spouse or kids, their name will be up like under the John Doe as well. So you check mark those ones and then you submit the application. And when you do submit your application, you will see there's a reference number. So as we explained earlier, so it will take 20 business days till it activates. So if you want to contact them to just follow up with your application, you can use your reference number. Other than that, you have to just wait. And the safest way is that to have another insurance meanwhile that you're waiting. And that's it. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you like it and you want to hear more about other applications that we are going to help people to apply, or you want us to just record it for you, please comment it down below and subscribe. Thank you.